We're a failing nation, and it happened 3.5 years ago. And what's going on here, you're going to end up in World War III, just to go into another subject. What they have done to our country by allowing these millions and millions of people to come into our country, and look at what's happening to the towns all over the United States. And a lot of towns don't want to talk. It's not going to be Aurora or Springfield. A lot of towns don't want to talk about it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
You know it's JEJE vibe. JEJE vibe. We back again. It's JEJE vibe. It's JEJE vibe. It's JEJE vibe. JEJE vibe. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My beautiful people around the world. You know it's JEJE vibe. You know I got the queen with me. The set is looking Firetastic. You know my baby is looking amazing.
It's JEJE vibe.
Welcome to JEJE.
It's JEJE vibe.
The only place where you can
It's
get
JEJE vibe.
is JEJE. The correct place where you're supposed to be. Where else do you want to be? Please
JEJE vibe.
Make sure while you're here you like the video. Subscribe and send it to a friend and tell a friend to listen to it too. They need to know what's up.
Cause it's JEJE vibe.
It's vibing. So we all know what happened yesterday. September 10th.
Yup. A day before September 11th.
Ceremonies are being held to commemorate the lives taken and those reshaped by the tragedy. Fresh off their first ever debate Tuesday night, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump attended 9/11 observances in New York alongside current President Joe Biden. Regardless of the campaign calendar, organizers of anniversary ceremonies have long taken pains to try to keep the focus on the victims. And for years, politicians have been only observers of Ground Zero ceremonies, with a microphone going to relatives who read victims' names aloud.
Dennis Michael Edwards.
Erwin L. Erker.
9/11 is every day for us. It's just another year that my life is going to be soon going, and so who's going to take over? So we have to get the young generation to take over, because we're going to be gone soon. In another 20 to 30 years, some of us are not going to be here. So we need the young generation to take over, to learn about 9/11. Even though they were not born, they need to know what happened on 9/11 and continue with that it will never, ever happen again, and that we will never, ever forget these heroes.
So we're going to send our prayers for the terror that happened that day. And
we still remember it till to date.
It's still fresh, and we pray that we don't ever go through anything like that ever again. And to those the families that are affected, our prayers out to you.
It's been long.
It's been long, but it's still fresh.
It is still fresh.
For them, for those who were affected one way or the other, there were so many things that happened after it, but it's still not going to change that day in our lives.
Nope.
So
it's registered.
It's registered. It's always going to be there, September 11th. So prayers to everybody that got affected. Prayers to the terror that happened, that we'll never see it again. And you know it's JEJE vibe. So we're sending their own prayers to the whole world, because the whole world was affected.
Yep.
Especially New York. So prayers out to everybody out there who witnessed it, who got affected by it. Our prayers out to you. But yesterday something happened.
Now let's talk about that.
Let's get back to the meat and potatoes of what happened yesterday.
The debate.
It was the presidential debate.
It was.
There's been a whole lot of talk when it comes to the negotiation about how this debate was going to be held. And you guys know what happened. First debate we talked about was Joe Biden and Trump. And after that debate, you guys know the disaster and the whole unfolding that happened.
Crazy.
So now we have Kamala Harris.
Yep.
And she is the new presidential candidate.
For the Democratic Party.
Well, she's also the sitting vice president right now.
Exactly.
So she is coming out to contend for the president with Donald Trump. And this was the first, I would say the second presidential debate, but this is the first time Kamala is going at Trump, vice versa. What do you think about the debate?
It was interesting. And I guess after the debate, we watched everyone talk about it and their opinions and whatsoever from the media, from the Republican side, and also the Democrats.
Facts. But before we go into what their reactions were, I would like to talk about our own reactions. As much as I want us to be genuine when it comes to our reactions based on how we saw the debates from our own eyes.
Because we are unbiased.
We don't have anybody we're cheering here in this fight. We're just watching this fight like normal people do. We're just watching this fight like normal people do. So, Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, the first time they come in face to face for the presidential, for the next presidential elections. And from my own perspective, I would say I was impressed by Kamala Harris.
Oh no, yeah, she did. She won the debate. Yeah, we said it.
I was impressed. She came out
strong.
She came out really strong. At first, she was a bit shaky, but I think she got calm and she settled into the debates. And
then I heard some funny thing that some people were saying that Trump allowed her to win the debate.
I don't think there's nothing you can do when it comes to allowing and not.
You can't say that.
Like you can't really. You
because Trump has been debating actually before today. He did with Biden, and he was back and forth with him.
Yeah. I would say.
So with Kamala, he struggled.
Yeah. I think. So it's really not going to be the first time Trump has debated a woman. The one he did with Hillary Clinton. So this is the second time. But anyway, from what I could see,
and he was a bit disrespectful, I would say.
Yeah, there was some instances.
Yeah, the sorority, you know.
There were some parts in the debates that I was like, there was no need for you to say that.
Exactly.
Like, there were some points he was making that was like, it's crazy to say that, but it's something that is happening. But at the same time, it's still like not a friendly environment to say that.
I agree.
You're on TV, you have kids watching.
It was a bit demeaning.
It was really, I think that was the lowest, that was like the lowest point of the debate for Trump, for me, witnessing.
And very unprofessional.
Very unprofessional, because you can't like say they're eating cats and dogs and That was crazy. I was like,
What they have done to our country by allowing these millions and millions of people to come into our country, and look at what's happening to the towns all over the United States. And a lot of towns don't want to talk. It's not going to be Aurora or Springfield. A lot of towns don't want to talk about it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
wow. There were so many instances.
I don't even want to go there with the animals, but hey.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. Like for me, that was the lowest points in debates, going as far as that. But it's not denying the fact that things are actually being said that is happening right now. We can't confirm, but we're hearing, just like you guys are hearing your news, we're hearing that something like that is going on. But at the same time, it's not a place that you say it. Like, there were so many other instances of things that were happening that he could use as citing an example. So I would say he had his strong moments too, but Kamala was really on point, especially when it comes to foreign policy.
I agree.
Netanyahu said there's not a deal in the making. President Biden has not been able to break through the stalemate. How would you do it?
Well, let's understand how we got here. On October 7, Hamas, a terrorist organization, slaughtered 1,200 Israelis, many of them young people who were simply attending a concert. Women were horribly raped. And so absolutely, I said then, I say now, Israel has a right to defend itself. We would. And how it does so matters, because it is also true, far too many innocent Palestinians have been killed. Children, mothers. What we know is that this war must end. It must end immediately, and the way it will end is we need a ceasefire deal and we need the hostages out. And so we will continue to work around the clock on that. Work around the clock, also understanding that we must chart a course for a two-state solution. And in that solution, there must be security for the Israeli people and Israel, and in equal measure for the Palestinians. But the one thing I will assure you always, I will always give Israel the ability to defend itself, in particular as it relates to Iran and any threat that Iran and its proxies pose to Israel. But we must have a two-state solution where we can rebuild Gaza, where the Palestinians have security, self-determination, and the dignity they so rightly deserve.
So with foreign policy, she was really spot on to the question.
Whereas Trump only did name calling.
President Trump, how would you negotiate with Netanyahu and also Hamas in order to get the hostages out and prevent the killing of more innocent civilians in Gaza?
If I were president, it would have never started. If I were president, Russia would have never, ever, I know Putin very well, he would have never, and there was no threat of it either, by the way, for 4 years, have gone into Ukraine and killed millions of people when you add it up, far worse than people understand what's going on over there. But when she mentions about Israel, all of a sudden, she hates Israel. She wouldn't even meet with Netanyahu when he went to Congress to make a very important speech. She refused to be there because she was at a sorority party of hers. She wanted to go to the sorority party. She hates Israel. If she's president, I believe that Israel will not exist.
What we're just hearing was like, oh, if I was the president, this would not happen. But that's not what's going on right now. How would you deal with it when it comes to the issues that is on ground right now? It's crazy out here. How do you deal with it? It's not like, oh, if I was here, this would not happen, but you're not here. It's like, right now, you're going to be the next president. How do you deal with it? And I think Kamala was really on point with her messaging.
She was on point with her messaging, but nevertheless, the messaging too was vague. They were vague.
Yeah. There was some dodgy,
opportunity economy. What do you really mean by that?
Like
Is tax reduction now to small businesses, opportunity economy?
Crazy.
Often asks his supporters, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? When it comes to the economy, do you believe Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago?
So I was raised as a middle-class kid, and I am actually the only person on this stage who has a plan that is about lifting up the middle class and working people of America. I believe in the ambition, the aspirations, the dreams of the American people. And that is why I imagine and have actually a plan to build what I call an opportunity economy. Because here's the thing. We know that we have a shortage of homes and housing, and the cost of housing is too expensive for far too many people. We know that young families need support to raise their children, and I intend on extending a tax cut for those families of $6,000, which is the largest child tax credit that we have given in a long time, so that those young families can afford to buy a crib, buy a car seat, buy clothes for their children. My passion, one of them, is small businesses. My mother raised my sister and me, but there was a woman who helped raise us. We call her our second mother. She was a small business owner. I love our small businesses. My plan is to give a $50,000 tax deduction to start up small businesses, knowing they are part of the backbone of America's economy.
Crazy. So, like, there was some... It isn't really, the debate is not really about who's going to be the next president.
Nope.
The debate for me was just, okay, I think Kamala just showed that
she's up to the task in debating, and
like,
I think that's about it.
And
yeah,
that's about it.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know about the leadership name calling.
Yeah.
No.
Especially when it comes to the job at stake.
Yep.
And with the fact that you're the vice president.
She's
now.
in the seat right now. She's in the office right now, so and we're all going through all this shit.
Yeah. So you can easily tell the president.
And for you to say now that this is what you're going to do, whereby it should have been done during this term that you're in.
Like you can.
So if you cannot do that during this term that you're in, and you're proposing that you'll do that when you become a president, is a no.
Now, that's like you are the second person to the president, so you can easily go to his ears and whisper, "These are the policies," or I'm not saying whisper. You can easily have access to the president and say, "President, these are the things I think we should do right now." And
we've had enough of this shitty economy, really.
Yeah,
we've had enough.
And I think that's a valid point. Things are expensive right now, and these policies that you're saying you will make when you get into the office, why can't you just tell the president that
or y'all find a way to figure it out and get shit done?
And get it done, and let's
or is it the fact that
Kamala presidency?
Or is it the fact that they have borders open during their term?
Crazy.
And it took them a while to now start even making a little bit of restriction in terms of border control. How do you govern a country and the border is just an easy access for anybody to come in?
Crazy. Open.
If you really value Americans, you will keep that border closed.
Facts.
And yet, you want to come next term.
Facts.
As the president.
Like you
haven't really done your job to think that you deserve it.
Like the border can be closed. And I think that was another strong point for Trump was like, you can get out of this debate right now and you can have the border closed.
I agree.
Why hasn't she done it? She's been there for 3.5 years. They've had 3.5 years to fix the border. They've had 3.5 years to create jobs and all the things we talked about. Why hasn't she done it? She should leave right now, go down to that beautiful White House, go to the Capitol, get everyone together and do the things you want to do, but you haven't done it and you won't do it because you believe in things that the American people don't believe in. You believe in things like we're not going to frack. We're not going to take fossil fuel. We're not going to do things that are going to make this country strong, whether you like it or not. Germany tried that, and within 1 year, they were back to building normal energy plants. We're not ready for it. We can't sacrifice our country for the sake of bad vision. But I just ask one simple question. Why didn't she do it? We're a failing nation. We're a nation that's in serious decline. We're being laughed at all over the world. All over the world, they're laughing. I know the leaders very well. They're coming to see me. They call me. We're laughed at all over the world. They don't understand what happened to us as a nation. We're not a leader. We don't have any idea what's going on. We have wars going on in the Middle East. We have wars going on with Russia and Ukraine. We're going to end up in a third world war, and it'll be a war like no other because of nuclear weapons, the power of weaponry. I rebuilt our entire military. She gave a lot of it away to the Taliban. She gave it to Afghanistan. What these people have done to our country, and maybe toughest of all, is allowing millions of people to come into our country. Many of them are criminals, and they're destroying our country. The worst president, the worst vice president in the history of our country.
Can just go out of these debates right now.
If you want it closed, it'll be closed.
It will be closed.
Yeah. So
that was one of the strong points for Trump.
It was
for saying that, because it's not about, oh, when I become president. Now this craziness going on with so many things happening. When you see what's happening in Colorado.
And we are definitely not going to go through this.
It's crazy. Like
next term or next year. Oh no.
These are things that you can fix right now if you really want to fix it. If you really care.
If they can prove that they can fix the border security before election, hey, maybe they might win my vote after all.
Simple.
If it can be fixed ASAP.
Simple.
If not, y'all don't deserve the job.
Simple. So, Kamala, when it comes to debates, because now we're talking now, this conversation is simply based on a debate.
I agree.
And we
are unbiased.
And if you growing up when you partake in the debates, it's simple. How do you outshine your
opponent
when it comes
exactly
to your points and your delivery? So Kamala,
and how you counter argue.
Kamala was on point when it comes to her preparations.
I agree. Well spoken.
She was straight, and she was
hitting her keynotes. Yeah.
But it's still a debate.
It is still a debate.
Now people shouldn't be going crazy about
because the debate doesn't mean that is going to happen.
Yeah.
Has student loan forgiveness happened yet? Isn't that how you guys got in? And we all still owe student loan?
Crazy. So debate. It is simply politicians coming to actually seek your votes and promise you and see who has a better promise than the other person. So far,
and the promise that never gets fulfilled.
So far, the person that is promising you has the opportunity right now to actually fix the issues before she becomes the president.
If she can fix it, hey, in the next 1.5 months, it's not that bad.
If she can do it.
Yep. If she can fix it, then you probably or maybe might deserve the job.
Facts.
It's not a seat for any goddamn person to sit on just like that.
She needs to go to the border and see what's going on.
Trump did his leg work. He went to the border.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You can actually start making impact while you're still sitting as the vice president. That's all I'm saying. Debates, yeah, you can come in prepared and maybe you have a mic or whatever you have.
Hey, because some people did point out that she probably have some kind of someone whispering in her ears, and hey,
crazy.
We've seen pictures of the technology earring.
It's AI these days.
The snitching technology.
It's AI these days. You never know.
The eavesdropping technology.
Anything right now can just oh my God. Even a hologram right
Disturbing the privacy technology.
Crazy. So, but she came prepared. But that doesn't mean that she has done enough, especially while she's still the vice president. I think she can start getting all this opportunity economy right now. The inflation is killing us out here. Things are expensive. The opportunity economy can be something that we all really need right now. We are seeking opportunity right now. Like,
It's crazy.
The price of everything is going crazy. So please give us the opportunity to at least be able to afford things out here. So you can start making
How
that
can you
impact.
even let Americans suffer like this? This is crazy.
It's crazy. And when you hear
And we are meant to be great.
it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Like, it's crazy. All we're saying is it's simply a debate. And you can have a debate with a friend and he gets the better of you that day. And okay, you win today. Well, I'll go do my research again. I'll come prepared for you next time. That's simply what happened last night.
Yep.
That's simply what happened at September 10th. It's just two individuals coming to trade
Debate.
words, like bad rap, like whatever.
Yep.
Who got the
It
best
still doesn't equate to actions.
at all? It still doesn't, because if she wants to start showing us action, she can actually start doing it right now. Like right
It's
now.
not too late. Hey,
Right now.
but
Let's see it.
it's a heavy race. But it's not too late.
It's not too late. Start, and I think that was one for me. That's where I would say, if I'm going to give it to Trump, was that statement he made. You can leave the debate right now and actually start doing the things that you're saying. You can just go close the border right now. So, but anyway, it's still left to everybody's opinion. What you guys think about the debates?
It was fun to watch.
It was fun to watch. I would say in a long time, that has been one of the best debates, like presidential debates. Kamala came prepared. Shout out to Kamala. You came prepared. But all we say, you can start making actions happen right now. Like things can start happening right now.
Yep.
We don't even have to wait until you now become the president for us to now see the impact you can make. Please.
I mean, hey, you've been in the background for like 3.5 years already.
Like, please.
Yeah,
Don't just be in the background and just pop out and say you're now fit to become president. Like, there has to be something that you can at least do.
Exactly.
You can talk to the president right now and get things to start happening for Americans, for everybody out here, because things are crazy. You can just start making things go down. Like, inflation can at least go down. There could be something to encourage. There could be so many things that could be happening right now.
I agree.
So please get it done. If you can't, now you know. Well, shout out to Trump. Shout out to Trump. He was respectful. So there was just he just gets to wait, like when you're talking to a woman like that,
You cannot be condescending.
Like that's
No.
that's so though. Like it is,
And he's older.
So there was so many things that he could just let fly and not even entertain it and just stick to the message that
Exactly.
he wants to give. Like no, like that was I think that was the baits that people were saying that he fell for the baits that Kamala was throwing. So he should have just stayed on point to his messaging and just leave her to like talk her own messaging, and you talk your own messaging. Stick to your own messaging that you came to deliver. So, but that's all you guys get from us when it comes to the debates. Shout out to all our subscribers. We've hit 1,000 subscribers.
Yep.
And right now we're headed to 10,000 guys. So hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to drop a comment. Shout out to my beautiful queen. It's JEJE Vibe. And you know we out of here. JEJE Vibe. You know it's JEJE.
Oh, JEJE. Oh, JEJE.
You know it's JEJE.
Oh, JEJE.